Well, hello, gentlemen and
Hey,
ladies.
Welcome back.
And children.
Welcome back to another episode of Working Title.
Eunuchs, I suppose, also get
We don't discriminate.
No.
That's why I'm not. That's why I said welcome to. I said, all ladies, gentlemen, children.
I mean, can we just cut it at all, and that'll be, welcome to all.
Welcome to all.
That's so boring, though. It's so.
But if we go into specifics, we'll undoubtedly lose someone along the way.
True,
guys.
Fair enough.
Before we start, I have some news.
We just started.
Well, before we before we dive into it at first, I have some news where I think is kind of cool. We're now on Zune, also the Zune marketplace.
Ooh.
Which yes.
Okay,
questions?
keep going.
Let me answer your questions. Okay. We were also on the Zune marketplace, which is nice. Kind of the iTunes counterpart, but we're also on like a bunch of other smaller podcatchers. That's not new news though. Zune is new news. And we're also on Stitcher Radio now. I don't know if you guys know what Stitcher is.
I don't.
I do not.
Either of you?
No.
It's basically like a mobile app that coordinates radio shows and podcasts and all this. It's like a really big company.
You gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, we're on our way to becoming an affiliate partner with them, which is really cool. So for those of you listening, and you do want to listen, I mean, what Stitcher is it's really a cool kind of software platform because what it does is you just download it on your phone, Android or iPhone, and it allows you to basically listen to the show when you're on the go. Exactly. And
just like that.
It's exclusively a mobile app, though, so it's kind of like a supplement for when you don't have a computer or you're in an airport or whatever. It's really cool, and when we become an affiliate partner, by the way, for those that are listening, don't grab it yet. We're going to be getting a promo code from them probably by next week, if not the week after that. And I'm not sure what the deal is. There's some perk. I think it's a monetary thing. Like, when you download Stitcher and you put in our promo code, you get a chance to win money or whatever the perk is that they're setting up. I don't want to talk too soon because I don't know exactly what it is. But that's really cool. And for each person that does get Stitcher through us using our promo code, we get $1 per person. And obviously, like, whatever, it's $1. Like, we're not doing it because of that.
It's $1. Dude, that's
really
huge.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool software. I think that's the most important thing. Like, I feel like it's a really cool company what they're doing. So
I'm just impressed as shit that Stitcher wants us on their programs.
Yeah, I mean it's mutual, but we're really young. I mean, I don't know if you guys realize this. We've only been doing this this is our 5th week, something like that.
This is only our 5th week.
Yeah, we were not on iTunes until May 1st.
Oh wow!
I know, it's blowing me away.
How many episodes are we on, dude?
This is number 10.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that's
happy
double
10.
Digits. Boom,
Hey,
baby.
Virtual high five, bitch.
Just open my blue moon for that.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, so that was it. That was it on the announcement. It's exciting.
That is a very exciting piece of news. Senior, I am impressed. First of all, well done, sir. For
you know what I mean? It's not it's not like they contacted me. I just figured out what Stitcher was and I applied. I sent in a little application. That's what it was.
Oh, we got accepted.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But so I mean, it's just cool. I think it's good because we're all going to grow together. I think that's the idea. And that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. But how have you guys' weeks been?
Just a continuous fest of not really doing anything. Sober living on soda and small leafy green things.
Yeah.
For jobs and whatnot. But soda was really hard for me to do. I went the entire week without drinking a carbonated beverage.
Oh, I'm doing the same thing, Mitch.
Whoa!
Yeah. When you said sober, I thought you meant you were only drinking soda. You were sober from alcohol.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense for me because I am, I'm a huge proponent of mixed
alcohol.
products.
Oh.
Yeah, and that too. But that's just me. So drinking soda that would be a good sober approach for me. But Mitch, that sort of caught me off guard, but you're not drinking soda at all.
Well, that was last week. I made it 1 week. That was
relapsed, or you're still on it?
Well, it wasn't a relapse. It was I wanted to just go 1 week. That's all I really wanted.
Okay.
I went into the dentist, and they were like, "Oh, you've got some grooves in your teeth, so a little bit of acid wear." So it was just a step back, take a week off, and I mean, I enjoy soda far too much to not drink it for long periods of time. It's just I just enjoy it. I don't. It's not like
it's good, but yeah.
It's not like oh wow, I really have a problem. I decided to take a little break.
I know this is something that every like douchebag says, but like I've been on soda for a week, and I started using like tea as a replacement. Like you brew your own tea, because even like diet tea, it's a horrible supplement. It like has no flavor really. But I guess that's probably what you hear most of the time.
I was able to survive thanks to a gallon jug of Arizona iced teas, Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
Thank the Lords above for that stuff.
It's great.
Don't know what I would have done without it. Doesn't have any caffeine. I checked. I wasn't cheating myself, but it's pretty sugary and delicious. It's got tea in it, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, okay, well, in Phoenix, you drink water.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah.
I honestly my parents, when they go to Costco, they buy just when you guys have been over to my house, you've seen those giant packs of Arrowhead waters that I always get. And the reason why I get those is because I've just been growing up with them, and so my parents will go to Costco and get like 5 of those 24 bottle packs. At a time, and we'll run through them in about 3 weeks.
Because use like the filters that go in the faucet.
See, now we started doing that, but like it's just sort of become a force of habit for me. We have the filters, we have all that, but really it's just you just drink water so much in Phoenix that it's just you get it however you can.
I mean, you get sick if you don't. Like you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah. But really, it's not even that anymore. It's just part of what you do. I get up, I go to the fridge, I get a water bottle.
There is something to be said, though, about like 100% water diet. Because if you think about it, like you go back 200 years, there was really like, were some people making fruit juice maybe? Or like they had like coffee.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
some type of alcohol brew, but they didn't have drinking like soda. They didn't have,
They were just drinking wine all the time is what they were doing.
Yeah, they were drinking straight liquor, dude. That was their soda.
Okay, but that's kind of, it's easy to take that route, but there must be like tremendous health benefits to
just drinking water.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't actually think so. I know that there's my uncle when he needed to lose a lot of weight, he did just like this I don't know what it's called, like flush thing or whatever,
detox.
Where it's basically detox. He detoxed, and you just drink water, and then this weird tea thing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know that towards the end of when that's over, you can't just drink water anymore because, like, you're not getting what you need from just water. Even with other food supplement, it's just like you need other stuff.
What things are you getting? I mean, what are you talking about? Like fruit juices? Because
like fruit juices and milk. Dairy products, things with calcium. Otherwise, you're just going to get really brittle bones and start withering away.
Well, I heard that this is a weird road to go down. I don't know why I feel like constantly, rebuking like you guys, but
go for it.
I heard that isn't there like a very small amount of broccoli is like much more superior to a glass than a glass of milk? That was my impression.
I mean, you know what? You could be right. I've never heard anything like that.
Really?
At all.
I think some people have. I feel like I didn't just pull it out of my ass.
All I know is this. I fucking eat my delicious broccoli with a tall glass of milk. That's how I roll.
Double.
Just double it up. Just double kill.
Mm-hmm. I got strong bones like a motherfucker. The only bone I've ever broken was my right collarbone. I did break it twice, but the second time was only because I had already fractured it the first time.
Right, that makes sense.
And that's the easiest bone in your body to break.
Really?
So, it takes the least amount of force to break it because it's weak. It doesn't really do much for you.
Yeah.
It's a support structure.
Ugh. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Sorry,
Just grab one of your waters.
No. I should have done that right now. I had to disappear for a quick second because there was background noise. We're not in the sound booth anymore, so it's dealing with family life.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. I'm sitting here in my room that is not air conditioned. The fan is off. Got my doors closed.
Same.
But Senior, hang on. I'm not going to ask Siri because that's what I usually do. But what is the weather? It's 97 outside. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 60 here.
Yeah, and I'm not getting air conditioning right now.
Okay, that's a true sacrifice.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
No, this blows. Okay.
Jake's just gonna be buck naked by the end of this, dripping in sweat.
I'll send you text updates on what article of clothing has been removed at this point.
Please do not.
The
trigger of podcasting.
Speaking of just that musical riff, Mitch, you just got me on this remembrance train. I'm still alive, guys.
Why do you keep saying that every episode?
Well, because you guys for the last 2 weeks, you freaked me the fuck out before I went to sleep. The first time, you convinced me that Freddy Krueger was going to come into this this house that I'm taking care of by myself with 2 dogs and kill me while I'm dreaming. And then the next week, we had this fantastically long conversation about ghost encounters, and Senior brings up the point when he was a small child and people looked at him through the window.
We were retelling like these repressed memories. And
then I went to bed by myself in this house by myself.
You saw some people, didn't you?
Jake, if you don't keep your eyes closed, a ghost can't fuck with you, man.
No, they can't. No, they definitely can.
You just gotta play dead. Pretend you're asleep. Pretend you don't notice.
That doesn't work on ghosts, you idiot. They're already dead. They can tell.
Oh shit.
You've been lying to yourself.
Well, it makes me feel better, at least. Anyway, the ground shook here. I don't like saying earthquake. I like saying the ground shook. I think that's like a more definitive kind of statement.
Well, Senior, I think that's more of the ground can shake on many occasions. Like maybe there was like a tall tree in your area that fell.
Sorry, dude. I know an earthquake. This is number 2, actually.
Okay, well, I mean, then you would say an earthquake.
Well, it just creeped me out a little bit. Like, I just realized I feel like a jackass for living in a place where the ground shakes from time to time,
I don't know why. Why is that?
What happens when it's a really bad one? Like, we just don't know. We just, are assuming it won't be tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the couch in my boxers. I felt so, vulnerable. What, did I just, have to run out of my house when, the wall starts collapsing above me?
Yeah.
The first thing I thought about was my TV, to be honest.
Were you high?
No.
You must have been baked.
No way, dude.
Hey, man.
I've been very productive today.
I totally understand. You bought that TV with your own money, didn't you?
I did.
There you go. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
I mean, it's possession, man.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
It's like that scene in it's the scene in Knocked Up when there's the earthquake and Seth Rogen just runs out of the house holding the bong. That's the thing he cares about.
Yeah,
Knocked Up. Oh shit. Yeah, that's all it is.
No, I understand. It's just it wouldn't be like. Well,
a TV's not a person. That's the point. A TV's not.
See, I would have thought about somebody.
Yeah.
Well,
the earthquake's only here, and I'm by myself.
Yes,
I don't care about my neighbor. Fuck.
That would have definitely, yeah. Wow, I really hope your neighbor doesn't. You're not going to try to recruit him to try to listen to Working Title.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Literally just said on episode 10, I don't give a fuck about him.
Well, I'm not worried about a 55-year-old woman listening to this show. But if you're a 55-year-old woman and you're listening to this show, keep listening to this show.
More power to you, woman. Yeah.
We welcome all. Come on now.
Do. We never said that we didn't welcome all.
I know.
We're just surprised.
Rehashing, Mitch Young.
I'm just saying I'm surprised. I'll fucking fight you, man.
I don't want to. I want to love, Mitch. I'm not into fighting today.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah,
moving on.
Fuck. You want to play like that? We'll play like that.
I do want to play like that, but I don't.
In other news,
Thank you.
I got to see Prometheus this weekend.
I also saw said film.
You did?
Yes, I did.
So we'll do a back and forth, I guess, and kind of. I felt that if I had not seen Alien, I would have been severely disappointed by this movie.
Here's the thing. I haven't seen Alien, and I was not severely disappointed by this movie.
Are you a huge sci-fi fan?
Not like a huge sci-fi fan. I enjoy sci-fi flicks when I see them, usually.
Have you read a substantial amount of sci-fi literature?
Nope.
Okay, then you're not a huge sci-fi fan.
All right, fine.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad thing. It's just something.
You want to play like that, Jake? Do you want to play like that?
It's just an identification thing. I'm not.
Sounds like you want to play. Let's play.
All right, let's play.
Well, to me,
okay, play. The fuck you want, senior? Get butt out.
I wanted to stay on topic. That's what I wanted to do.
Well, please continue, Sarah.
You guys are like dogs nipping at each other. I was just gonna say that I don't think I could really recommend it to someone that wasn't an Alien fan, because I feel like, I mean, it really, and it seemed like based on the audience too, like it was good towards the end, but it was kind of a slow movie, you know. And if you don't really like, I feel like the whole kind of aesthetic of sci-fi movies, you know, where people are like typing on a computer and it just looks like kind of stunning. If you don't like that, I just feel like it's not really going to be your thing. Like, as far as sci-fi movies go, I couldn't say that like this was better than I Am Legend in terms of just like pure entertainment value.
Wait, what? I Am Legend?
Yeah.
I really like that movie.
I think I was trying to make a decent comparison, or Sunshine.
Okay. Yeah,
Sunshine. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah. Okay.
That exactly.
I was just confused on how that got into the conversation. My bad.
But Mitch, what do you? I mean, you saw it.
Really
totally different.
Yeah, I'm really disinclined to disagree, or disinclined to agree, rather. I'm inclined to disagree.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, there's just one negative in there.
I'm glad you corrected that.
Yeah, I found that it was like it really just kept moving. It didn't feel like a 2-hour movie to me at all.
Really?
Like, well, could have been that I was, I had like 6 beers beforehand, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean,
that's
probably has. I'm not going to say that's neither here nor there. I'm going to say that probably has something to do with it.
Potentially, but
well, you think you would maybe have less of a tolerance?
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, no, Mitch, let's throw that aside and keep going.
Yeah, I feel like that would actually make me feel like, wait, this is going so long. I can't. But yeah, I felt like it was definitely clear that there was like it was not necessarily meant for someone who had seen Alien, but it was clear that someone who had seen Alien would
get more out of it, maybe.
You get more out of it.
It was meant to accompany another story, perhaps? Was that it based in the same world, and if you knew the world, it would be more appropriate?
Well, no, because it was explaining the world, so it's like it helps you understand that other world more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't need the first one. You don't need aliens.
I do believe, this definitely takes place before the first movie, so
yes.
They were saying, like, it's not a prequel. I mean, it's not maybe 100% directly related, but it takes place earlier in time, so I would consider that a prequel. It's
before the timeline. It's on the same verse, but earlier in the timeline.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also, it's not a direct correlation, like, in that it's not like the ship Prometheus is where the ship Alien ends up or whatever. It's not like that.
Yeah.
They're separate stories in the same canon. So it's like how the Clone Wars TV show, it's somehow related to Return of the Jedi, but it's not really related. I mean, it's there to help make the
it's kind of
more full.
Well, it's sort of like one of those stories from the world, Tales of Middle Earth or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like the Silmarillion
kind of.
Yeah, I don't know if either of you know that book, but that's
which book? Sorry,
The Silmarillion.
I've heard of it. I know it's part of the Tales of Middle-earth, but I've not read it.
Exactly. It's actually technically not even part of the Tales of Middle-earth. It's all about Valinor and all the old countries and whatnot in the West. Yeah, crazy stuff. I didn't actually read all the way through it because it was pretty dry for like a 12-year-old. But
Well, good for you.
Yeah, but all in all, I guess Mitch recommends it, and
I do.
I think it's maybe 50-50 if you didn't see it, if you're not an Alien fan. But I did enjoy it. I thought, especially just like one of those movies that are just like good to look at. Even when someone's just typing on a computer, like it was kind of interesting to see just the way they did it and just kind of this world they create. So I think overall it was very good. If you're an Alien fan, that is. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people might be expecting something different, and because it's not exactly a slasher. Would you say? I don't think I would.
Oh no! I don't. Yeah. I would. It's definitely. I guess it's kind of meant. It's more thriller, definitely. Like nothing. That's never really like that jumpy or anything. Like it's like popping out of the background. I'm gonna get ya.
Like Alfred Hitchcock thriller.
There's creepy elements. There's a looming kind of foreboding.
Yeah, it's like you get like this kind of sense of dread, like a building apprehension. You're like, oh, how is this going to resolve? You're never really scared, but you're unsure how it will resolve the entire time.
Yeah.
So
so is that you guys never being scared, or like anyone never being? Would I be freaked the fuck out?
I don't think so. Really, I don't think
you
really
are a pussy, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, like we're gonna throw that one out there. I am a giant pansy.
No, I think there are some moments where you'd be like, "Whoa, I hope that never happens to me," But
definitely.
But I think you'd be all right.
I told my dad I would see it with him.
Yeah, you should. I think you should.
Yeah, because it's a Ridley Scott sci-fi,
and it's probably whatever entertainment value it has. I think it's only going to lose it if you wait until DVD.
Yeah, it's one of those films that I'd highly recommend seeing in theaters.
I mean, it's there's just that whole other concept of seeing a movie in a theater versus seeing a movie at home. And I'm also on the same side as Senior on this whole debate thing. There's something that you're missing if you're just going to watch it on your TV.
For this particular film, at least.
Okay, yeah. I feel like it would be the same way with the Avengers as well.
Oh, yeah. Anything that has, like, spectacle, I think, is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Wow. Super cool. Well, Senior, what... Other than making our podcast everywhere, anywhere, and epic,
yeah, right.
What have you been up to?
I actually have. I haven't started writing. This is like my second week of writing. I don't really like to talk about it because I just feel like an asshole. I just feel like I just feel stupid. But who knows? One day, if I can do it for a living, I won't. But that's what I've been working on. I've been trying to structure my day based on just getting a few hours in of writing and getting at least 1 hour in of intense exercise. And trying to just be healthy. And then it is summer, though, and I'm very lucky for those to be my only obligations. So when at a night, I'm just chilling out and trying to catch up on TV shows. Or I started watching 24. Which, I guess you could say what you will about it, but I think it's pretty impressive what they pull off. All in all, like 24 episodes, it really feels long, You feel like you're kind of sweating with them,
Yeah.
But
it's a great idea.
The gimmick is fucking fantastic, and it's one of those things where you're like, wow, no one can do that again. Like, all the money they made, like, no one can ever, that's it. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably shouldn't have gone for as many seasons as they did. It started getting a little ridiculous, the premise of each season, I think.
I mean, everybody's got to jump the shark at some point. It's just...
I mean, 8 is pretty much... That's a high praise for any show. 8 seasons.
It's true.
They were making money, so they kept doing it.
Yeah.
It was good enough to stick around for 8 seasons.
I have a theory that they shot the last 2 together, like back to back.
Well, I mean,
Because
that theory is probably very easily provable with enough Google searching, but...
Yeah. I was like, oh, is that me?
Shut down.
Do I have to Google search?
I'm just, you know...
Well, just based on watching 7 and then starting 8, the first one of 8. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you made it that far?
No, I watched like 1 and 2, and then I just skipped to 6, I think, or 7. I don't know.
Not giving a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was during high school and shit, or maybe before. I don't know.
It was definitely middle school.
Yeah, the first one I
started
watched
in
with
middle
my
school.
mom, so that's a very good timeline of. I don't watch movies with my mom anymore, so I must have been young enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Though it did have, I must say, it had really great theme music.
Yeah.
Yes,
I thought it had some great moments too.
That clock was just a sound effect.
Yeah. Also, I remember back when I first got a cell phone, I really wanted to download the 24 counter-terrorist unit ringtone for my ringtone. I wanted it so bad.
Like that one?
Boop, 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 brr.
Yeah. They have that now. I think it's like a default on iPhone.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that's
Or they
sad.
did.
Oh, I don't know that.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, did we do this already? Did we go around everyone as far as their weeks?
I think Jake is no longer house sitting, but he hasn't told us what he's been up to.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. I mean, you guys always catch me the night after I go swing dancing, so that's usually just my big story.
Right.
But I went last night. That was fun. Took care of the house, got paid. They were happy with it. It was
good.
Taken care of enough. Let's see. Looking for a job still. Applying to a few places.
Yep.
Big news, gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
My junior film production project, the big movie, sort of like, Dodge will never say it out front, but it's sort of the proving ground for those film students who go to Chapman University who want to direct it. This is sort of their advanced production. It's the proving ground.
Yeah.
The big kahuna.
Yeah, well, the big kahuna before the big kahuna, which is your senior thesis,
right?
Of course. But my idea was approved, and so in fall semester 2012, I will be making Punch Kick Love.
Nice
screenplay written by Brian Dukoff.
Of course.
Yeah, he really outdid himself on this one. Brian Dukoff is one of our mutual friends, and he's a screenwriting major. A very unique guy. Just got this low voice that you can make fun of for days.
Just a delightful human being.
Oh yeah, he's it's just his voice. I mean, that's the only thing that I can really get going on. My name is Brian Dukoff.
It's like 10 octaves lower.
Yeah. I like the Chargers, San Diego Chargers, a lot. Baseball's cool. Anyways, Dukoff.
That's great news, man.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, I thank you for the script. You are a good person. Don't kill me.
Do kill him. Kill him wearing a green and red striped sweater with a nice
stop it
hat on.
Stop it right now. Bad
glove.
You know what? I can't take this anymore.
I think you'll take it if you weren't just a giant pussy. You'd take it.
You know what?
Oh.
Wow.
I don't need to play this right now.
I think I heard his... Anyway.
What? Okay.
What?
Trust me, it's better. It's better this way.
All right.
Yeah. I was walking out of the grocery store, and these Greenpeace people kind of stopped me, and I started talking to them and shit. Well, I didn't end up donating because I'm waiting to donate online, but it actually is I think they've been around for a while,
Yeah.
And all it is that they want us to stop, polluting our oceans. And how could I say that I don't support that? I mean, And they talked about something called Trash Island. And I looked it up.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
And it's called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And I have a page here from Wikipedia. And I guess they say it's like the size of Texas or something like that. And it's right in between. It's the North Pacific Gyre. And it's between, what is it saying here? It's in the North Pacific Ocean. And it's just this giant region. And we just, I guess basically the United States has laws where as long as we don't dump within 35 miles of our coast, it's okay. But that's kind of a horseshit law, is it not? Because that just means anywhere else, like, they can dump.
Yep.
And to me, it's like we're fishing and eating these fish. What do these fish swim around the garbage? And then we eat them. And, like, how's that affecting the health of us? You know, it's
mercury in the fish, brah.
Yeah. I mean, and they just talk about, like, these plastics sit in the ocean, and then all these, like, little sub particles or whatever it is, like, you know, like, peels off or whatever. I'm not smart enough to know what the fuck.
There's screwing with, you know.
You know what I'm talking about? It's sitting in water for a long time. This plastic shit, you know, something degrades, like layers come off, whatever toxic chemicals.
It begins to degrade, and it is biohazardous.
And I was just thinking about it, and it's like it's like us polluting the ocean is like fish just fucking up the air we breathe. You know, it's like the fucking same thing. And it's horrible.
Well, luckily, they haven't come up with the technology to fuck up with our air yet.
Luckily, they're fish.
Otherwise, fish would just be screwing with us so hard, we wouldn't be around.
Luckily, they're fish, and we can fuck them over all the time, and we do.
The closest they can get is like a flying fish, like flying over a boat and slapping you in the face, and then getting back in water. That's about it. That's all I got.
If a fish can do that, that is damn impressive. Because usually when it slaps you, it ends up on the boat.
That's a horrible experience.
Has it happened to you?
No, it hasn't. What are the odds of that?
If anybody who's listening has had that happen to them, please email us your story.
Well, we didn't give out the email.
Do you want to?
We
have an email, right?
Yeah.
Do we have an email?
We do.
Yeah,
you could share it on Twitter, but you can also email us at workingtitlepodcasters@gmail.com.
We're podcasters. I like that even more.
Is it podcasters with an ER or an OR?
ERS.
Okay, out of curiosity.
Podcasters.
Good clarification.
Yeah, you know.
We'll decide if giving out the email is a good idea. It probably is. I'm assuming we won't get like pictures of mutilated babies and shit.
No, well now we are, you dumb shit. You gave the audience the idea.
Yeah.
Don't mutilate babies just for a prank, please. For a joke.
And now they're definitely going to do this.
I hope you're realizing that mutilating
Adam Brooke,
a baby
the one person I know who does listen to this podcast, please do not send us pictures of dead, mutilated babies.
Yeah, we might not.
I feel like you give him too many shout-outs.
I gave him like one before.
You've given him plenty of shout-outs.
Well, he came onto our show as the movie expert, so I think
exactly.
I'm
He came on to our show. We don't need to shout him out. He was on it. That's like the best shout-out you can
listening to it.
That's true.
He's the one person I know that's paying attention right now.
Mitch is like a blood right now. He's just... That's
guess.
fervor.
I don't know who else is listening to this. I know there are other people. I really hope there are other people.
We're not going to hash out the statistics, but there are. We're not alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's our email, and hopefully we won't regret the decision. Good job, Jake. Good job.
You know what? Hey, you said it, not me. I didn't know what our email address was.
I didn't say shit.
Yeah.
You wanted me to.
So nobody was blaming you, Mitch.
Well, good, because I didn't deserve any of the blame.
At Working Title Pod.
I love how you always try and salvage the situation.
I love how, the shameless plugging. We have been shamelessly plugging our show on our show.
I don't think so.
It's fucking shamelessly plugging goddamn Adam Brooke.
I do not plug Adam Brooke, okay?
Oh, now that you put it like that, I bet you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Mitch Young.
Sorry. Anyway, I'm over it.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic digression.
Yeah,
but that was it. So
the entire show is we just digress and we move off topic.
Yeah, but there's like good digressing, and then there's like, oh my god, people are probably shutting this off right now digressing.
Yeah.
Except that's fair enough.
So, Greenpeace, the verdict is out.
Greenpeace. That's right. That's what we were talking about.
We were talking about just like polluting the ocean and kind of, I don't know, how do we deal with that? Is it fixable? Can we do it?
Well, that's just one of those problems we always like to kind of out of sight, out of mind with it. Like, I mean.
So what is it?
I'll play devil's advocate.
Okay.
It's if we don't put it in the middle of the North Pacific Gyre, if it doesn't go there, then where do we put it? Do we put it in the ground? That's not going to really do work. Our landfills suck. Do we shoot into space? That's expensive as a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get some private companies doing that. That's what we need to do. Private companies.
With the private corporations. They already have too much power in the first place.
Well, that's super debatable and very much circumstantial too.
I feel like
bitch. Anyway, I'm just saying.
What was that noise?
Who knows? It was me.
Okay,
I'm just saying maybe they could make it affordable to be just like garbage men in space.
I would be down for that job possibly as just a job to do for like 2 years or something.
Space is kind of scary.
Space garbage man. I mean, but just think about the possibility, dude.
Of just nothing, just like blackness.
No, of going out to space.
Yeah,
and just chucking garbage out into like towards the sun.
Yeah,
I mean that sounds pretty cool.
That seems like a hell of a job, actually.
Yeah,
probably make it all worth it.
Exactly. I would do that.
I think that would actually be probably the best idea. Is just shoot all of our spacecraft right into the sun. Yeah, exactly.
Can we do that? Like feasibly?
Can we do that?
No, like can we really like?
No, I know it's
project it the right way, or I don't know.
I mean, yeah, totally. Would I mean, eventually
nothing would make it move, right? Nothing would change.
Well, yeah, because if we shot it straight, and if it didn't like run into any other planets
on the way,
and even if
it did, like fuck it, it's not really a big deal. I wasn't even saying the sun, so this is a better idea.
Oh yeah, I mean that would be somewhere for it to go.
Yeah.
The thing about space debris,
just burn up though, and then it'd just be gone.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do with trash, right? We want it to just. The thing about space debris, and this was actually something really interesting that they were bringing up. I think it was in my middle school science class or something, maybe my high school. Anyways,
anyway.
The whole thing with objects and momentum in space, there's some fact, I almost want to look it up online. It's just like
everything has gravity.
But the force of like something like like the size of your thumb, if it hits you at the normal speed of orbit, like if it collides with the spaceship that you're in or whatever, it collides that point with the impact of a 600-pound refrigerator.
Damn.
So the whole like question with space shuttles is, you got to be smart with what you build it with, but it also has to be able to withstand the pressure and 600-pound refrigerators the size of 3 inches flying at you at all times.
Wait, the force of a 3-inch meteor rock, is that?
Yeah, it's space debris and the fact that it's traveling with orbit, like the speed of orbit.
Isn't it like 45,000 miles an hour or something like that?
I don't know. That's really fast, man. But it's possible.
Hey, man, Earth is fucking big and.
But yeah, that's why I think space is kind of scary.
Well, for me, it's totally scary.
Well,
that's why our planet is so fantastically awesome, because it's able to maintain a protective shield that also lets us breathe and all kinds of shit. And sustain life.
And even when you're in a ship, it's like that's it. Like if something happens, like to me, the most haunting thing is like, I'm sure I've seen it in a movie or something like that, but like the image of like an astronaut being separated from a ship and then just floating away.
Okay,
and everyone knows he's fucking dead. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that guy's screwed. But here's what is the minimum size for dangerous damage? It is believed that any fragment of space debris larger than 1 centimeter will penetrate the walls of existing satellites / spacecraft.
What the fuck? Really?
1 centimeter.
I don't believe it. I mean, how do you avoid space
spaceacademy.net.au.
Do they use sonar? How do they avoid space debris?
It
must not be that abundant, right? If a centimeter...
A typical impact occurs at a closing velocity of 10 kilometers per second or 36,000 kilometers per hour.
Boom.
Wait, one more time?
36,000 kilometers per hour.
Okay. How many miles is that? Do we know?
I
can look it up in a split second.
Do it.
What was it? 36,000?
Yeah.
22,369
miles per hour.
Yeah, so super fast.
Yeah.
You said 36,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, insane. Absolutely insane. It's weird that you brought up meteors, because I actually looked for an article, so we'd have something to talk about. And it was similarly about how, I guess these scientists, this is from the LA Times, by the way, new evidence that extraterrestrial impact killed off the mammoths. And this was kind of, I guess, a theory that wasn't proven. And they found some type of, like, glass residue, and they found it in multiple areas spread out over the world. But they were able to figure out that it came from the same origin, which is crazy because it validates this whole theory. And what happened is there was this gigantic, is it a meteor or an asteroid? Whatever the technical term is, I apologize.
It would be a meteor.
Let me see if I can see how big it was. I think they said the size of Kentucky or something like that. A gigantic meteor. When it got into our atmosphere, it broke up into pieces. And this is why there were these multiple impacts all over the world that just devastated everything. And possibly eliminated, like, a type of ancestor we had, something like that. It was it's to me, the idea that, like, the world can just get fucked over just like that. It's horrifying. And the amount of devastation, the idea that just this giant rock breaks off into other smaller rocks. And now instead of attacking one region, it's, all over the world.
There's a crater out in the middle of nowhere, Arizona. Even more middle of nowhere than Anthem. But we went there as part of we went out there and it's just this massive crater that was made by a meteorite that hit, and it was about 3 meters across, and it hit the ground, and it's like half a kilometer wide, although it's like a kilometer diameter. Giant crater hole.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to think about the size of that. So, like, all those images of like in the movies or whatever, when like Superman or whoever, what have you, crashes down into the Earth, like from space, like that is the size of the crater he's actually making.
Here, look at this. The evidence of impact, the team said, now covers at least a third of the planet, ranging from California to Western Europe to the Middle East. The fact that melted glass has been found at several locations, they added, indicates that the meteor or comet that struck the Earth broke up during its entry to the atmosphere and struck at multiple locations. It's just insane. It's crazy to me. So this does confirm it.
Wow.
It says it right in the article. That's because I remember learning about it in school, and they would say, well, we're not sure. Just a theory. 13,000 years ago. Damn. Melted glass.
Well, from
the heat.
Wait, melted glass?
Yeah, melted glass buried deep within the Earth at sites around the world confirms the theory. I guess that's the traces of the impact.
Or, wait, would Are they saying that the meteor itself was glass, or that like that there was the sand there, and then like the hot meteor parts melted?
They
the
don't
sand
clarify
into
that.
glass?
I'm assuming it's because of the heat caused and all that.
Okay, right.
I mean, that makes sense. And they recreated it. The Trinity nuclear test explosion in New Mexico was formed at similar glass during the Trinity nuclear test in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Was formed at temperatures of 3,100 to 3,600 degrees. Yeah. It's crazy. Anyway, you guys can find this in LA Times. Maybe I'll put it on our Twitter too. Yeah, but that's it. That was just...
That's interesting, man.
And then there was another headline I just skimmed over where like Mars has had 635,000 meteor impacts all over its planet.
Yeah.
And just like, oh my, that's like a planet just being raped by the universe over and over and over again. It's just what marks these periods of time when the universe decides to wreak havoc on a given galaxy or planet or group of planets.
It sort of just happens. One of the really interesting things about the moon is that, you see that it's so pockmarked and covered in craters and holes, and it's because it's sort of acted as like a guardian to the Earth's surface. It's just, throughout the ages, it's blocked a lot of stuff.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Because anything that would get close enough to Earth would inevitably be pulled to the moon because of its gravity. Yeah,
and it just sort of throws it off, and even just colliding with the moon, like right,
a certain percentage. That's crazy.
It's
and
just,
then we have all these little meteor rocks that hit people that wind up in people's like on people's couches.
Oh yeah. It's like
and they were huge before, right?
Yeah. Oh, they were. Yeah, they're massive. They burn up in the atmosphere.
So for an asteroid the size of like Kentucky, it has to be like a quarter of a continent or something like that. You know what I mean? Before it actually hits the atmosphere.
Yeah, like the whole ratio kind of.
So that it must be like a probability thing. Like there's just not masses of rock that are that big.
Well, they're not masses of rock that have not sort of
broken up already.
Or gotten bigger already, Something that big is going to be pulling on other smaller things.
Wow.
I don't know. Well, this space, man. I honestly, at that point, I'm just, I'm
like most people,
just shooting straight in the dark. Like, I don't know. I don't really know all that much about space, and mankind at large does not have much of a knowledge.
I mean, we need to figure out. We need to discover the rest of the ocean. That's what I think. Let's prioritize. Get James Cameron down there. Come on.
Yeah.
What?
Did you? He now holds the record for going the deepest underwater, the deepest dive.
He doesn't go by himself, does he?
I don't know.
Or there's got to be like a staff of people in this room. He's like, hey, I'm more famous than you, so I got the record. You understand? None of you get this record. It's me. I got the record. Did you make the Titanic? No, you didn't. Shut your mouth.
Well, no. Apparently, it was. We're talking about James Cameron, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was like a one-man sub. It was like a tiny little thing.
Damn.
Like I think he might have even like partially designed it himself or something.
Walking the walk, man. I mean, that's all I can say.
Yeah, this bastard like. He's super rich, and if he designs or gets taught how to utilize the control system, he gets to be doing it because he funds the shit or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah. No, actually, I think he designed it himself.
Designed the entire thing.
Not the entire thing, but I know he did like most of it.
Yeah, something tells me he wasn't capable of designing all of it.
No, he wasn't capable of designing all of it, but he was a major element of that creation process. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he went to like engineering school or something like that.
I know that Mr. Bean has a master's degree in like electrical engineering.
Wow, Mr. Bean.
Rowan Atkinson, technically.
Wow.
Yes.
Blast from the past.
Yeah, sorry. Just
no, this is what it's about, man.
Yeah, it's just really interesting how people can. It's like Ken Jeong, I think his name is. The actor is in Community and other. He's in The Hangover.
Referring to the dictator.
No, he's in The Hangover. You know, Miss Chow. He's a medical doctor.
Oh yeah, I heard that. That's
and then
the Changster is a doctor.
I guess.
Wow. I mean, okay.
He's got to be a much better actor because he's pretty damn good at what he does. I think he's a riot in every movie he's in.
He's great, but he's got to suck at being a doctor because he's just a good actor.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, Senior. Like,
you got to have one or the other, right?
I think
you can have both.
I think what
James
it was
Franco.
He decided to.
Good point.
He just decided to stop because he really wanted to pursue acting. So he
pull on the cord.
What?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Mitch, what computer are you on right now?
On a Dell Intuo Core i7.
You know what? He's probably still IPv4.
7.
We're all IPv4.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Jake's not.
It's
no, I am.
What is it? It's like a sweet gaming laptop of sorts.
Oh, okay. Because I was like hearing a fan, and you were like coming in and out. And I didn't know what was going on.
I mean,
I thought maybe you were like cranking your computer with a lever.
Yeah, I was hand cranking my potato. I wanted to make sure that it was coming through strong.
No, he's just got one of those like Roman or Chinese fans. He's blowing and shaking at the computer. That's how he's keeping his computer cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I roll. I got
the highest technology with the minimal cooling technology. Thing. Anyways.
Potato guns?
Gaming computers, actually. What were you saying, Senior?
I literally said, verbatim, potato guns? What? That's how desperate I was.
I mean, no, I was about to jump into gaming computers, actually.
Jump into gaming computers.
I mean, yeah, like, Mitch,
we'll save potato guns for later.
Yeah, we are definitely discussing spud cannons. I'm just going to say that right now.
All right.
That is coming up sometime in the future. Mitch, have you ever have you ever built a Frankenstein?
No.
No?
Don't. Okay. I'm not
Frankenstein slang for this stuff?
Oh yeah, Frankenstein is slang for like a computer that you literally assembled yourself.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't rock I'm not actually that technically able. I'm technically able as like anyone in our generation is, and perhaps more so than others. But I'm not like, I'm not disassembling and putting together an engine. I'm not making my own CPU. I'm not into that.
Right, but like buying parts and stuff.
Don't do that shit either. Don't upgrade my RAM. Don't do it. I picked up the laptop with the most RAM and the best like digital like graphics card out of the store. That's how I roll.
Yeah, that's how I roll too. But definitely heard of it. My cousins were into that.
I mean, I can see where it would be enjoyable to some, and very. Yeah, it could be a great hobby. Or
economically, too, I think it comes out cheaper.
It does, just because you can prolong like the life of your system for so much longer. You just have like one system, and you can just upgrade different parts.
But then you have to buy a screen, and I think that's a big expense usually too.
Well, a monitor? Monitors aren't that bad. It's like a TV.
Yeah. But I'm saying you spend like $1,500 on a tower.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, so $300.
Well, think about that is you could just hook it up to your TV.
Oh.
Like your TV.
Oh, wow. That's a very good point.
Those are the really cool ones.
Yeah.
Though, granted, I mean, even with like, my Apple, which I'm doing this podcast on, I could plug an HDMI adapter into it, and I could be screen sharing on an HD TV. So I guess it's that's not really that much of an accomplishment these days.
Yeah.
But
might not be a practical setup either, unless you can do it all from the couch, like wirelessly.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if I want to be, I want to be able to use my computer and play video games at the same time. Thank you very much. So, I want to have my computer screen to the right of me and a little bit down so I can, be looking at the screen and playing video games while still, be doing something else over in the corner, like Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Like that shit's not going to cut it if I have to hit the goddamn input button.
For me, infinite budget is a Mac Pro. You guys know about the Mac Pros, right?
Yeah.
Titanium towers, like everything upgradable. You can get like 16 RAM or something like that. And, just like 8 terabytes, blah, blah. No budget, it would be that computer, fully upgraded, and then like 2 giant dual monitors. Oh my god.
Just because why not, right?
Well, I mean, it's honestly like if I just had $4,000 to drop, that's what it would be, and it would be the best of the best. Like you can edit, fucking Avatar 4 on it. You know what I mean? So,
I suppose.
Avatar 4.
Avatar 4.
That's pretty good.
Because fuck number 2 and 3. Who needs them?
I meant technology-wise, like even further ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, Avatar 4 will be edited on the technological equivalent of the Mac Pro.
Yeah. Hearing that back, though, it sounds like a fucking idiot. Let me be honest.
Yeah, no.
Maybe not Avatar 4.
Say.
We'll just say the next big budget spectacle
boom
masterpiece.
Yes. Men in Black 3.
No, that came out.
Yeah, but let's just pretend they did it on a Mac Pro.
All right, fair enough.
But they didn't actually do it on a Mac Pro.
We don't know that.
They could have.
I mean, that.
I don't know. Personally, I feel that that's a little low tech.
Do you know Louis C.K., the comedian? Either of you guys?
I am familiar.
He has a sitcom on FX, and he edits it on his MacBook Pro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
but that's probably one guy, But interesting example.
He's just awesome like that because he's Louis C.K.
Just comedian, minimalist type, probably.
Yeah. I enjoy that show. I don't know if you guys have actually seen much of it, but
Louis, right? It's called Louis. Right?
Yeah, it's called Louis.
I saw one. I like his stand-up.
Yeah, that his stand-up's also really great. Just as a, I guess, just as a comedian, yeah. He's got a lot of talent. He's just, I guess, I don't know. I'll just keep saying the same thing. He's a funny man.
He's a funny man.
I don't have cable either, so
he really brings out the a lot of good points that white people tend to forget, I think, about themselves.
Mm.
He likes to talk about white people problems, and I mean, we do. We complain about our problems, which aren't problems.
I mean, he couldn't really talk about black people problems, could he? Like if that was his whole thing.
Yeah, that would probably get himself some.
He probably wouldn't get very far. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd not win himself very many friends. Certainly not.
Yeah, but apparently he's just beloved in that world. So I think he's a really funny guy too.
But in white people world, he's loved.
No, comedy. Thank you for making me clarify. I
was confused.
The world of comedy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Kind of
he's loved by white people in white people land.
I think he's loved in the sense that Jerry Seinfeld is very popular among comedians, like other comedians like him.
He's renowned in the business.
Yes. And maybe not even renowned, but just probably a good
respected?
Guy. Yeah, respected. Okay. I think would be the word.
Okay,
it's good.
Mitch.
Yes.
I looked at the Assassin's 3 trailer. Assassin's Creed 3
Oh shit!
trailer.
I forgot to do that.
Right.
It it looks fucking amazing. The time period I think was a great choice. You know, I was ready to get out of Renaissance-esque.
Yeah, definitely.
We spent too much time with Ezio. I'm sorry.
It looks so cool. And was that George Washington in that?
That was George Washington.
Oh yeah, that makes it even cooler.
No doubt.
You people should definitely go check it out. It looks good. Yeah. How could I not get that game?
You have to. You just have to. I guess you don't have
I feel like I'd like to quit video games soon, but it's like they just keep getting better and better. You know, like
it's true.
It's working the wrong way for me.
They're flexing their just video game muscles, man.
Yeah. Okay. Here, actually, Senior, this is a video game concept that I'm pretty sure you will be very interested in. Remember how I brought up E3 last week, right? And none of us had really taken a look at it. Well, after that podcast, after investigating all the doors and windows and making sure that they were locked so Freddie couldn't come visit, I went on to IGN and looked up, the whole E3 update. And there's this game coming out called Watchdogs that looks unbelievably cool. And the reason, Senior, why I say you would be interested in it is because it is, the whole concept of government surveillance, and you can always be tracked, and people put everything online, and if you can hack enough, you can find everything you want to about somebody, and like there's always a camera somewhere.
Yep.
The video game, the story is, the way they came up with it is they reverse engineered that conversation. They said, okay, well, what if you are that guy?
The hacker guy?
Yeah, what if you are that hacker guy? What could you do?
Interesting. So this is a game?
So it's a game, and so basically it takes place in Chicago, and it's a guy who's become sort of obsessed with surveillance, and it's like his descent into chaos as he, into madness, I guess, as he rises to the top of Chicago and is able to run the city because out of fear that everybody's being watched. But yeah, it's for example, one of the ways that he does the kill is that he's walking inconspicuously, and he pulls out his phone, and the way it does it is like when you're walking around, you can target certain things, and it just by nature will target the traffic light, and he wants to cause an accident to make a diversion, and so he targets the traffic light, and he hacks hacks that system, and he causes the lights to freak out, and there's an accident, and while this is going on, he's able to put on like a bandana and pull his hood up and reveal his hidden gun, walk up to the car that no one was paying attention to, shoot the guy, and run away. And it's it's the way they showed some gameplay footage, and it's genius. It's brilliant. It's basically like he wants to get into this nightclub, and so he sort of, people are watching, so he pulls out his phone and he blacks out a certain area.
Wow.
So everybody basically just gets emped, and there's confusion. So he just sort of slips on through. And the way it targets it is the reason why it's such an ambitious game is because every single person in that game it's the city of Chicago. Every single person in that game is not just it's not a number or a name. Every single person has a story, etc. Basically, if you're targeting someone, it'll come up with a picture of them and anything that the web could provide on them. Whether or not they have a boyfriend, occupation, marital status, where they live, their credit card numbers, information, blood type, whether or not they take Krav Maga classes, if they're a good bouncer, if they pay attention, if they are, if there's a high chance of you getting caught, are you going to be able to beat them up? That is all just running through on the side of the screen. And it's
crazy.
Yeah, how smart is that shit?
What is this game called?
It's called Watchdogs. It's open world. And it's action adventure, I believe, is like the
I'm looking at some
genre.
thumbnails here. Okay, yeah, so like a cool, sleek third person type game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was and that was the big shock of E3 was Watch Dogs, because they basically uncovered everything, because that's what people do these days. They uncover the big stories.
Yeah.
And no one knew about this.
Oh, the actor Jason Isaacs. He's kind of a famous actor. He's doing the lead.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting, like the crossover between video games and just regular actors, like screen actors.
Yeah. Was it this conversation on this
we
podcast?
Have not had this podcast?
Yet. No, Mitch, you and I were we talking about how Ellen Page, the Last of Us, the female voice actor for The Last of Us, the character of Ellie, is in fact not Ellen Page, but someone else. And I was shocked because I was so surprised because I got super pumped that Ellen Page was going to be doing voice acting for a Naughty Dog game.
It looks fucking exactly like her.
I know.
God,
it would have been, yeah. But anyways, it would have been a great role for her anyway, But I think that the voice actor is doing a good job in general.
Well, I'm sure she is.
No, it sounds like it.
But the actor crossover happens. It's happened in a couple more instances.
Oh, it's happening quite a bit more, and a lot of more famous, or people who had traditionally been doing like games and whatnot, are kind of upset about it, really, because they're taking all the roles now that had been kind of like the other industry that they didn't have to worry about, like. I guess it's like all these big name people, they've recognized that it's becoming a bigger industry, and it's something that they can really make money from too. So it's like they now have to compete with all the famous actors for even farther, or like even more competition is rising
for voice actors,
isn't it?
Yeah,
and that sucks because I was. One of my things is I was pursuing a career in voice acting, but now I'm going to have to compete with Ellen Page, or maybe not Ellen Page, but like the equivalent of that, and I have nothing on them at all. So it just kind of blows. But you're definitely right, Mitch. It is a growing business, and especially with video games, it's pulling in a lot of money. Way more money than it was with just whatchamacallit, anime, and voiceover and like doing cartoons, Pixar movies, things like that. Video games is a multi-billion-dollar industry these days. So
yeah, just budgets keep going up and just
blockbuster games. That's what they call them now.
Yeah, and like different levels of gaming, AAA versus
independent projects, things like that.
AA. There's a whole like different tiers of gaming. Just
the industry is humongous and growing.
It is.
Call of Duty Black Ops, 650 million in the first 5 days. I looked it up. Don't worry.
That shit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
So. Yeah.
$650 million made or units sold?
In June 2011, the global video game market was valued at $65 billion US.
Whew.
There we go. I mean, I don't know what that. I want like a ranking.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to know where the money is? Go there.
That's actually one of the plans after college for me and my buddies. Is we're game industry, man. Got a voice actor. We got a digital artist all lined up. We've got
Yeah, Mitch, you can pull that off.
I like to hope so. I'd like to think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
We already got a couple of great game ideas. I will not share them on this program.
Good.
I will share them with you guys in person at some point.
That's understood. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially that vampire ginger thing. That was... After that, yeah.
Oh, wow, I told you guys about that. Hey, don't even try.
Was that on this podcast?
Yeah, that was on episode 5 or some shit. I don't remember.
I don't think it was. It might have been the prologue.
No, it was the last episode of the school session.
Really?
That was 5.
Well,
yep.
Yeah, it was our finale that I had to run out of.
All I know is that it was a great idea. It was fantastic.
Great idea.
Hey, it was.
I believe you, but it was a idea.
I mean, apart from the derogatory aspects of it, like Ginger Ninja is a great title for a game.
Hey, man, that is
Ginger Ninja. Yeah,
I mean,
G-I-N-J-A. Yeah, that's very clear.
Yeah. Ginger Ninja, that is my Diablo screen name.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
Yeah, you know that.
I've been off that game.
Well,
fortunately.
Another very cool idea, actually, and this is not mine. I can't take credit for this. This is one of my friends, Scooter Sontag, came up with it. If you guys you type down the word cycle, and just take a look at it. And what does it look like?
Wait, cycle?
C-Y-C-L-E?
Yeah.
Cycle?
No, just what do the letters look like? What is the picture?
C-Y-C-L-E. Kind of looks like a bicycle.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess it does. Oh, yeah. With the kickstand out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
With the Y being the kickstand.
I guess I was just in the right mood or something, but I thought that was cool as shit.
It's like Peter Griffin's claim to boobs. It's a perfect pictogram of what it depicts. The first B being
I think there's a term for that. A word that does that.
Like a bed. You know how bed looks like a bed.
Actually, boob looks kind of like a bed now.
Well, I mean, if it's capital B, you've got a top view, and then you got your two O's, which is the front view, and then your last B is just a side view.
I'm doing this right now.
Okay. Yeah.
This is Peter Griffin talking, so you got to think of it like that.
Yeah. It's brilliant retarded.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time.
Yep.
I don't know why I said money in like a whispered tone. I
thought it was like God name.
Oh well.
Yes.
Oh well.
Let's see. There was something else I was just thinking about. It made sense in regards to this conversation. Something or other.
Cycle boob.
Idea.
Games. Ideas.
Video games. Voice acting.
Oh well, this is actually farther back in the conversation. It just kept going so fast I couldn't stop it.
Please bring us back.
Assassin's Creed. They're actually making. There's 2 new titles coming out almost simultaneously. Unfortunately, one of them's coming out for the PlayStation Vita, which is an almost completely passed over. Well, it's like a zero marketing campaign like system or whatever. It's
sort of just like word of mouth knowing kind of thing.
Do people want
only the gaming community knows about it, really?
I don't know if people want portable games, really.
The gaming community barely even knows about it.
And not like $300 portable games.
No.
How much does a Vita cost?
Well, Vita's cool as shit. I would like one of those. I'm gonna be honest.
Is it like supposed to be really good graphics or something like that?
I mean, yeah, it just the kind of stuff that it can do is really cool.
$299.
Yeah, but I mean, it can do some really cool stuff. But the thing about it is, we're all starting to play on our phones.
Yeah,
that's what it's coming down to.
I don't know if that's what you meant, Mitch, when you said passed over technology, but that's what I'm thinking now. Like maybe phones will just beat, them to that market, so to speak.
I guess. I mean, yeah, probably.
Or tablets.
Tablets, the iPad or whatever.
It's pretty good already.
Yeah.
They seem to be doing...
mobile gaming is on the rise. Not portable gaming. It's not portable gaming per se, but mobile gaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, the new Assassin's Creed game. It takes place somewhat concurrently of the new game, and it is set in New Orleans.
Whoa! With
the first female protagonist of the series. So
what time period?
It's also American Revolution.
Oh, okay.
But it's interesting because at that time, of course, New Orleans wasn't a part of the United States, so it's going to be like kind of an outsider's perspective of what what was happening at the time, and just there's a really interesting culture. But yeah, it's PlayStation Vita exclusive, as well as another little. I was reading up on it in Game Informer, and it's interesting. It's actually not really meant to be taken. It's not. There's no connection to Desmond.
So it's an entirely different.
It's what it is it's meant to be directed at you, as in you, the user, are meant to be actually using this. You're meant to be using the game as part of Abstergo wanting you to use the game. They want you to look into it and to to see the Assassin Templar conflict from like an outer source of neither an assassin or a Templar. It's very confusing, but it's also very cool. It seems like how they're really changing up the series this time around.
So it's just a normal person?
Do you fight?
Yes. It has all of the same characteristics of the any of the normal games. But it's more just...
You're a badass chick?
I guess. It's very hard to explain. You're just a normal person. Okay. So you are you, but you are tapping into this badass chick for Abstergo.
You cut out, go back like 3 sentences.
Okay. So you are you.
Right.
You're not like playing as a third person. Who are you? You're just utilizing the game to see an assassin's perspective in a gray area of the conflict, while like basically playing as a Templar agent.
You, the player.
You, the player.
Okay.
Yeah, you, the player, are you.
See, I thought you was referring to just the protagonist.
No, you, Adam Sr., are playing as Adam Sr.
It makes sense. Okay, so they give you like the powers of the world, kind of. That makes sense. Yeah.
It's you utilizing an animus to see what this person did during their life.
Okay.
And the animus is the PS Vita.
Yeah.
I guess. It's very confusing, but it's also very... I just found it to be really interesting.
So it sounds like they kind of use the same game engine because it's set in the same time period, and just like made like another campaign for a different platform almost. That's completely unrelated.
Yeah, I guess that was a better way of...
I mean, right, because PlayStation probably paid them a shit ton of money to make it exclusive, and they were like, well, we already have this kind of platform. Let's just, scale it down for the PS3, PS Vita or whatever. I keep wanting to say PS3 Vita. I'm so out of the loop in that regard.
Well, I feel like almost everyone's out of the loop in that regard. I hadn't really heard of the Vita at all until just randomly hearing about the Vita. That's
there's no ad campaign for it at all. It's true.
Absolutely none.
I mean, I still don't know everything that the Vita can do. I just, what I've seen has been very cool. But and I've wanted to get one, but it's just sort of like supposedly there's a bunch of cool games out for it, things like that. Like it's a good system. It's just nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it didn't PS3 not even start making money until recently?
Oh yeah, no. PS3 was dead in the water for a long time.
It just took a slow build of, I guess, game revenue.
Because the 360 got a year-long head start on it.
Yeah. And
all the good games were still just going to come out for the 360.
That must have been huge, a year-long head start.
Oh, no.
It was. It wasn't until about 2010, right, Mitch? 2009, 2010 that the PS3 was be able, and now it actually is sort of above the 360 in terms of quality of games. But back in the day, it had nothing on.
Didn't the Xbox come out in when did it come out?
The original Xbox
or Xbox 360? 08?
No, it was before that, 06.
Okay, 04 maybe.
No.
Xbox 360.
Yeah, 05. Because I bought my PS3 at the end of 07?
Let's see. Units sold. Retail.
The end of 06?
Release. Where's the release?
Wikipedia would have been your best bet for that.
The Xbox 360 was officially unveiled on MTV on May 12th, 2005. It was not released until... when? You bastards.
2005, November 22nd. Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, I got my PS3 at the end of 2006.
Yeah.
So it had a year. The 360 had a year jump.
Yeah, and I remember it seemed like the PS3 was too expensive too. Wasn't it $400?
It was $600.
Oh
yeah, it was.
I will never forget this.
You paid $600.
I was I went out. I swore to myself I'd buy a PS3 before the year was out. So December 31st, 2006, I went and took all my Christmas money and bought myself a PS3 and 4 controllers and I think 2 games or something. And it was, the cost was, it was $600 plus 50. It was a bunch of money.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I was so excited and I was so glad. And the PS3 that I have now it's actually increased in value.
How is that possible?
It has not depreciated because mine is a Generation 1 and Generation 1s play PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games.
Oh, and they took that feature out?
Yes.
Yes, it did. I have a PlayStation 1 too, or Generation 1 as well.
Yeah, so ours are worth more than the new ones. Way more, actually.
Yeah, I have a Slim. PS3 Slim.
Or was
the hooker.
Yeah.
Cocaine prostitute of the consoles.
So the entire difference between Generation 1 and 2 was the Slim.
Well, let's see.
Or not.
Generation first and second generation, I guess, were capable. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. Yeah. PlayStation game disc, PlayStation 2 game disc, first and second generation only. So
what generation was Slim? Do we know?
Slim was, let's see, reception, Slim model and rebranding.
Anyway, Mitch, let us continue while he searches for this.
But yeah,
even the Xbox was $400, I think.
It was, but it was. I remember it was being quite a bit cheaper, or it was at least $100 cheaper.
Yeah. It was half as much. I believe it was like $300.
No, I don't think it was that much, Jake.
$349.
That seems a little crazy to me.
It was like $350, I think. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
But I remember one of the big draws of the PS3 was the introduction of the Blu-ray player,
right?
As a big selling point.
That was like a novel technology.
Yeah, that's right when Blu-ray was really starting to gain steam. Sony, I think, took a big risk when they were like, well, they didn't actually take a big risk. They took a gamble, I guess, because they were unsure. That was back at the time when we were unsure whether it was going to be
HD DVD or Blu-ray.
Wasn't it 1080i versus 1080p?
I don't remember what the difference was between the two.
I feel like that was the difference.
Well,
really?
I guess
I know it was HD DVD versus Blu-ray, and Blu-ray looked a little bit better, and eventually just Blu-ray won out. And I think the 360 still comes with HD DVDs, HD DVD drive, but it just like they lost.
Yeah, interesting.
That whole DVD high definition DVD war. I don't really know how much you win on that ground, but.
Why do I feel like it was a technology thing, too? Like, it wasn't just... Like, there was something that made Blu-ray superior.
Well, Blu-ray can store 25 gigs on one CD. Like, that's incredible.
And what do HD DVDs do? They can't do that?
I don't remember, but I don't think it was, that much.
I don't remember because they died out.
I want to look up so much shit.
Right.
These conversations we have.
The Blu-ray disc, though, it's, that was one of the huge drawing points of the PS3 is because back in the day, nobody knew the kind of potential the system had,
Yeah.
People didn't actually know what they could do with the system. It was sort of this unknown territory because it was such new technology. The processing power behind the system was immense. And, the new games that were coming out for the PS3 didn't really, they scratched the surface on what the PS3 could do, quote-unquote.
Well, Hold on a sec. I just found this line here on Wikipedia. The format war's resolution in favor of Blu-ray was primarily decided by two factors: shifting business alliances, including decisions by major film studios and retail distributors. God, I sound like a fucking... Sorry. And Sony's decision to include a Blu-ray player in the PlayStation 3 video game console. So it seemed like that was actually a big hand in it.
Yeah, I think that's really what ended up...
Because the PS3 cost about as much as a Blu-ray player. I remember that.
Yeah, and then they had the HD DVD thing that was separate to the 360.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, the HD DVD. That's right. The HD DVD player was different, wasn't it? I'd forgotten that.
It was like an attachment, and it was like $150.
Mm-hmm. Now I recall.
Well, there we go.
The company initially priced the PS3 at $599.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, you do. You got it, son. I probably remember that too. If I bought a fucking oven, basically.
Yeah,
it's like a nice refrigerator.
The thing I will say though, I got to give a shout out to Sony on this on Generation 1. The whole Red Ring of Death or whatever. My PS3 has broken once, and it broke because I was playing Skyrim too much, and Skyrim came out this past November. It broke in December of 2011.
Did you? Wow.
And I got it repaired because of the Generation 1.
How did you get it repaired?
I sent it to this place in Fort Lauderdale.
And they just soldered some shit.
Yeah, I think they soldered some shit, fixed the Blu-ray drive, which was what was wrong, and it still works like a charm. 5 years.
Wow.
No complaints.
Yeah, it was definitely a superior product. I went through 3 360s.
Exactly.
But I was smart enough to I did the certificate every time, the warranty.
Yeah.
And Best Buy was just like, "Oh, what's up, buddy?" It was just a smooth,
Exactly.
Another one, right?
Yeah.
But at least people knew about it. It seemed like if you waited a little bit, like a week or two, it was clear that they had. I think it was a 25% failure rate, something like that. Tremendous.
It was all bad.
All bad.
I remember actually, I've had partial red rings, and you're not sure really.
Yeah, there's one ring.
You could save it sometimes. It would be like a quarter of a ring. Yeah, exactly. It was fractions. It was ring fractions.
That's exactly what it was. I've actually seen it myself. I had it myself. It's very, very, very scary when you just turn on your system and everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden it rings out a little bit, and you're just, oh god,
yeah.
You turn it off and you walk away. You just walk away and you pray for a little while.
It's Russian roulette with the gun pointed at the Xbox.
Exactly. the worst kind of Russian roulette. It's not even your own head. It's a fucking piece of technology. You can't save it.
And then I remember similar hype for like Xbox One too. You know, it was the same thing. It was like PlayStation. Are you kidding me, dude? Xbox is coming out.
See, I didn't even remember any of that. I think I was just like too detached with the world because I was just like a really odd kid. I don't remember hearing anything about
I remember Halo.
Xbox. I remember Halo.
But that was like why I got an Xbox.
Yeah. But I just remember, I don't even remember when I first heard about an Xbox. I just remember going over to my friend's house and playing this thing called Halo with a weird looking PlayStation controller.
Yeah. It was a little, that controller was a little cumbersome.
Oh,
although maybe I had smaller hands because I was younger.
It was a block and a half is what that was.
It just seemed like so overweight. It was like it got bit by a bee. It's like a controller that got stung.
It was a PS2 controller that took steroids.
Yeah.
Too many.
Allergic to shellfish.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. Just needed those antihistamines.
Right.
Oh, man.
Those original Xbox controllers, I remember them too well. They were... I don't know how they thought that was such a good idea. You couldn't push all the buttons without, like, moving your hands.
It was weird.
You couldn't. And there were so many buttons, too.
Yeah.
It was...
I just remember there was, like, the white and black button.
Yeah, they only added 2, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought there were more.
Because the PlayStation kind of has a lot of buttons, also.
Well, the difference was they had the white and black button versus the 2 lower bumpers. Is the difference.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
It was just like a bigger trigger.
Yeah, it was one, like... I will admit that the trigger on
360.
Just any Xbox controller is much more...
yeah.
You really get like a feel of this is a controller.
When I kind of switched over to PlayStation, it took me a while to get used to the controller. And it still kind of hurts my hand sometimes. Like, I don't think it's very ergonomic.
The thing about the PS3 controller and why it's structured and you hit R1 as the trigger is because that's the way you've just been doing it for years. And then 2, if you sort of visualize it, like that is the position your trigger finger is going to be in. And so that's why they use that.
Right. So it's not supposed to be 2 fingers. It's 1 finger on the back, right? For each.
1 finger on R1. Yeah, on both.
You don't have like 2 fingers out and then 2 fingers gripping the controller.
No, it's 1 finger for both of those.
I'm not saying that.
Do you use your 360?
No, I'm not saying that I do. But wait, what are you asking?
Okay. Do you on your 360? Have you ever played 360? You use 2 hands, 2 fingers?
No, I use it the same way. I just thought maybe. I don't know. It just seemed to me that it wasn't as ergonomic, but I do like that they kept it the same. You know.
Yeah.
From
because there are some weird ways I've seen in like the 2 hours or so that I've ever seen MLG on ESPN and like freaked out because it was Halo 2 on ESPN. I thought that was awesome. I was also like 15 at the time, but
it is pretty awesome.
But it was they were doing this, special like Olympic sob story, but MLG version,
MLG.
So like Major League Gaming.
Okay.
So it's like the whole, speaking of which, coming into Olympic 2012 Summer Olympics, you will know what I mean when every single U.S. athlete has this sob story moment. Some of them are worth telling, but others, Anyways, getting back into that, it was like this story about how the guy on his right hand, where the trigger would be, he holds the controller weirdly so that the middle finger is working the trigger aspects, and his index finger is hooked over the top so that he can hit the Y button with it.
Whoa.
The Y and the B button with it.
That's so weird. I don't like that. I'm just picturing it with my hand right now. I don't like it.
Super alien.
Yeah, it's super alien, but like he's like one of the best gamers in the world because he just has like that extra 0.002 second thing.
Wait, so I'm wondering if I should ask you to describe this again. It just seems a little... Can you do it one more time?
He doesn't use his thumb on the Y and B. It's wait.
Yeah, and so like if he's turning, well, basically, I mean, he can use that. He
uses his index finger on the Y and B.
On the Y and B, and I mean, I think
then middle finger on the trigger.
Yeah, yes. Middle finger on the trigger, and what that does is it frees up his thumb for moving around, like looking around, because when like you hit, you'll be backing up or something and shooting,
right.
And you want to jump. Yeah. You take your thumb off of the right thumbstick.
That's true.
And hit the A button, and then you got to bring it back onto it.
Huh.
If he wants to switch weapons and change direction, the game will let you do that. There's nothing in the programming that says you got to take your hand off the thumbstick and push the A button, and then you got to put your thumb back on the thumbstick. It's just that that's the way that the controllers were built. That's what we're used to. But since he had like that extra finger advantage, he could do these things quicker than everyone else, and therefore it was better.
Wow. So he must have had like pretty big hands, or
I think you
could maybe use the ring finger on the trigger and get away with that.
I mean, at that point you
except then you're losing a little bit of dexterity just because your ring finger is ass.
That's true.
And the only thing holding up the control on the right side is your pinky.
You are losing considerable dexterity. Holy shit. It's freaking me out right now. I'm doing that.
Yeah, not to mention...
No, the ring finger is the weakest player here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, not weaker than pinky.
Well, actually, I think your pinky has more dexterity than your ring finger, because your ring finger is...
Audience of Working Title, I also really hope you're doing this right now.
Right.
And then please put on Twitter, don't email us, put on Twitter, which one is more dexterous, your ring finger or your pinky finger, and then like rank 1 through 4.
Well, I guess...
Hashtag ring or pinky.
Yeah, ring or pinky.
I guess...
I'm a pinky guy.
When you use your pinky, your ring finger is automatically fired. You cannot...
Yeah, you're right.
You move your pinky. But if you move your ring finger, it's pretty much causing your middle finger to move, at least in my instance.
Yeah.
So it's just all bad. It's all bad.
Ugh, I don't like it. Why can't I move my fingers individually?
Yeah, I don't like visualizing our limitations and like nerves and all that. I don't like that.
Well, what is it? Okay, Senior, this one will just bug the shit out of you. Okay, so I want you to... Right now, you're sitting down, right? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like, no, my legs are behind my head and I'm naked.
Paint me like one of your French girls.
This is why we're not in the sound booth right now at Dodge College. Fuck the fact that it's summer. It's because Senior wanted to get naked, stick his legs behind his head.
That basically means I have to be sucking my own dick, doesn't it?
No? I
don't think so. Your legs are longer than your chest, Adam Senior. I think, you can get your feet behind your head without having to suck your dick.
I'm super inflexible, so this is all theoretical.
Same.
Anyway.
Same. This is entirely unrealistic. In conclusion. Anyways, so what I want you to do is make clockwise circles with your left foot. Just like pick it up a little bit and just make clockwise, circles.
All right.
All right. Now with your left hand, draw a 6.
I feel like I can do it pretty well.
But keep the circle going.
I mean, I have to just go clockwise, right?
The foot has to keep going clockwise, but draw the 6 the way you normally would.
Maybe it slows down. Are you saying draw it on paper or just in the air?
I mean, yeah, you can draw it on a piece of paper. Anyways,
It is so stupid. it's business as usual.
It's basically just the way that your foot is rotating and the way that your hand is rotating. It's extremely difficult to.
I'm a lefty and I can write, so it works.
Okay, well make a counterclockwise circle with your index left finger.
We're about to discover some shit right now. Reversing with my foot and continuing on my left hand.
Going down.
Basically, reverse the circular direction between your left foot and your left hand. It is extremely difficult.
Okay, holy shit, I can't do it.
There you go.
So we just figured it out for lefties. You're welcome.
What?
You're welcome, medical community. Boom.
Boom, suck on that.
You just figured it for left. I don't know what you use it for, but...
No, but this is the whole, like, limitations thing, you know?
Yeah. Right.
We cannot
like the whole-
spin in other directions.
So one of you has to try this. You're both
Love it.
right-handed, I'm assuming?
No, I'm a lefty.
Okay.
Hell no.
Oh, awesome. Lefty buddies. Okay.
Lefty power.
Right-handed,
Demon blood.
Okay, well, actually, lefties are demon blood.
normal
Yeah,
person.
I know.
Yeah.
Would not be
Royal
hanged.
blood or demon blood? Take your pick.
Demon blood all the way.
Yeah.
Right hand. Okay. And then
Okay.
do move your right foot in the same...
Move your right foot
counterclockwise.
clockwise and your right index finger counterclockwise.
No,
Okay.
it was just writing the 6.
Oh, well, yeah. Six is
I'm
So
moving
I had
my
to do
right
it
foot
counterclockwise. So if he does it...
This is the stupidest shit we've done on Working Title.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was about to
goddamn.
end this. It just
Okay.
seems like if you reverse it, if you reverse the foot one way, it translates to left-handed versus right-handed. That's
No,
what I was
if
trying
you
to-
reverse, it's just, you cannot do it on the same side.
It's
Yeah. Counterclock or clockwise being the right hand and counterclockwise being the left hand, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. Got it. Finally.
human beings are just incapable of multitasking. It's like we like to think that we can multitask, but we actually
Cannot
can't.
walk and chew gum at the same time.
How much were we
Fuck
really
that, I
meant to
totally
do
can.
anyway?
What?
How much were we really meant to do anyway?
Definitely not live to 105.
Yeah, right. But like
Or,
Facebook,
or
Twitter, this
like
and
in
that.
Mitch's case, 180 something, right? Or how old were you planning on being alive till?
Oh,
the next
well,
Venus
it's
transit.
the next Venus transition, which is, let's see if I can recall, it's
It's like 188 or something, I don't know.
2,125, I think.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. We were not supposed to live that long,
No.
supposedly.
But hopefully we can find out some cryostasis, Prometheus style.
Yeah. See now, but then you gotta like go talk to Moses and be like, well, you know, what the hell was he doing?
Or
Why do you have to
who
talk
else?
to Moses?
Or Noah. Sorry,
It's
Noah.
Noah, yeah, Noah's
He was
the
like
second.
2,000 years old when he died.
Oh yeah.
And wasn't Deuteronomy old as motherfucker?
Yeah. That guy was old as shit.
I think we should just call the Bible the Book of Magic Things. You think? Would that be like more appropriate?
I mean, but you know, there are so many books of magic things. There are golden tablets
You're right,
in
it's not-
Mormon,
it doesn't stand out enough.
in Mormonology. I don't know what else to call it.
People that live 2,000 years old are very like
Joseph Smith.
crazy natural
Dum,
phenomena.
dum, dum, dum.
Dude, Will Smithism? Can we?
Will
like,
Smith
the world will be saved by Will Smith.
That was a great segue.
No such thing.
I don't know. We were talking about magical things
And then Will
and,
Smith.
and magical books.
And then Will Smith.
I mean,
Don't pretend.
You just-
for me, the thing is like the Bible. You know,
Is Will Smith?
just to think about it. You know, see Will
Bible
Smith doing
sometimes.
some of that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Nope.
Yeah,
don't
bringing
know.
a bunch of people
we
onto
don't
the
know
boat.
because you skipped out on us when you said that. I think that's why we don't know.
Oh, okay.
I thought Sam Jackson would also be. I associate him with kind of the Bible.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
it's Pulp Fiction.
yeah. I think that
You
may
just
be
associate him with
some-
Ezekiel 25:17.
It's like him yelling at me and then like lightning comes out of his hand.
Dude, I want Samuel L. Jackson to narrate my life.
Huh.
No, not narrate, direct.
Okay, I thought because yeah, I was gonna say Morgan Freeman's usually the requested narrator.
Yeah, but see,
of
the thing
things.
about the reason why I choose Samuel L. Jackson to direct my life is because I will never ever do something stupid. Because there is an angry
Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson yelling at me to do whatever it is I'm supposed to do,
Yeah.
and believe me, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, you are.
Unless he's like, well, okay, what if it's like a vicarious thing for him, like you're being him basically, like an extension of him. So he's like, Sam Jackson wants some pussy. And he just,
Well, then Sam
He's like-
Jackson's gonna get some pussy. There's nothing I can do about it.
Sam Jackson wants to kill these hookers.
Sam Jackson is
Yeah.
going to kill us. There's nothing me or the hookers can do about it. Okay.
That's Sam Jackson for you. Samuel L. Jackson, if you're listening to this, we're
Please don't
sure that
listen
you
to
don't.
this.
We're sure that you don't kill hookers. It was merely a joke. Any name reference is meant to be farcical and does not depict real persons or whatever.
Accurately? How do they get away with it?
He's in his castle right now just going like, they ain't got proof. Da-da-da.
They ain't got shit on
matter.
They ain't got shit on
There's something about, like, in a show format, you can, like, can't incriminate yourself or something like that. I don't understand it, and I don't believe it, but it seems to be
the case. You cannot incriminate yourself while on a TV show?
Yeah.
Also, like if OJ went on Ellen and said, I did it?
Yeah, I really don't think. Well, I mean, they can't reopen a case.
Well, he wrote a book called If I Did It.
Wow. God damn, that's not a joke. That's true.
Yeah.
An asshole move.
If I did it, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's the most, like, vain... I mean, I've heard this before. Like, comedians have been talking about this shit forever, but... My God.
You know,
it's almost like it's not even real.
Really?
On what plane of reality did you think that was a good idea?
If I did it...
I don't know if it's, like, funny or disturbing.
What?
I don't know if it's funny or disturbing.
It's pretty disturbing.
Both. I like both.
It's mostly disturbing. You know, it's because comedians have really taken it and run with it, but like at the core of the issue, it's pretty disturbing.
That's it. It's gall. That's what it is.
The guy is trying to make money on the fact that he was accused for a crime. A crime, murder.
Very vicious crime.
Oh yeah, vicious crime. Vicious double murder. Right? Double murder. And he's trying to make money on the fact that he was accused of it.
What was the double?
It was
the wife and then also her
boyfriend. Okay. That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If I did, that's great.
That's some vain ass fucked up bullshit, in my opinion.
And I heard you can't copyright titles either, so it's like every criminal that's gotten away with it, that's like of some celebrity, could do this now.
Well, I think you can copyright titles. That's the whole point. I mean,
copyright titles?
Pretty sure I read on copyright.com that you can't. Or not copyright, like the .org, whatever. Copyright.com. That sounds legitimate. Whatever the, like, federal website is.
.gov.
You copyright the content, but not the actual title. I don't know.
Oh, okay, that would make sense. That's why, like, move there, like...
I know that if it's something like...
thing.
Mitch, I know that if it's a movie like The Chase or something like that, you can't copyright that, you know what I mean? Because it's just, like, so common.
Right.
But I feel like if you do, like... What is it? The Wonder Emporium or whatever the movie's called?
Yeah, Mr. Megorian.
Right. Like, no one's going to use that title twice.
True.
I think it's a more practical circumstance.
But the thing is, there's also, like, that interesting conversation of people just using a mock title in order to get attention. That's sort of coming up now.
Working Title Podcast.
Instead of, like, the Hunger Games, it'd be the Hunger Tournament.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's like what is that? It's there's a movie studio that they're the ones that are responsible for like every single movie like that. It's like the Pyramid.
I know what you're talking about exactly. Like the very similar type movies that come out that are like lower budget, like DVD releases or something like that.
Yeah, it's like I Am Legend versus I Am Omega.
Right. Behind Enemy Lines 2. Right.
Well, like that was. I think that might be also them.
Or similar type of.
Yeah, it's like all those. It would be like the Hunger Games, the Hunger Tournament, or it would be Knocked Up, and it'd be like Bun in the Oven.
Yeah,
something dumb like that. I don't know.
Knocked Up.
I've got a baby in me.
If they're probably listening right now. They got an ear everywhere. They're putting Bun in the Oven in a pre-production as we speak.
Somebody's like, shit, that's gold.
That's perfect.
Working title. If you listen long enough, we drop some great shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we drop all the best ideas.
Except for Mitch's video game ideas. His Jinja Ninjas has been dropped a while ago.
No,
but
that has nothing to do with video games.
I know, but I'm just saying the ideas that we have, the gold that we have let go on the show.
Yeah. They're never going to get a hold
Creative
of
Fairy Dust, bitches. You're welcome.
Boom.
That should be our title. Bitches, you're welcome. Boom. That's like how we sign out every time.
Can we not do that?
It's a little too much. We love you all. Keep tuning in and tell your friends.
Yeah. Don't leave us. We're lonely.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Actually,
hide your husband.
Guys, what if now is the time where we talk about like Twitter and kind of like building it up a little bit? Just because I feel like, wouldn't that be like really great if we like kind of had like an active Twitter community?
That would be awesome.
We kind of built it up. I mean,
yeah.
I'm really like pressing for like that. I think that's a great forum for us.
That would be really cool. Honestly, like all of this put together or whatever, it would just be cool to have like a bunch of people who tell us what to do on the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, we want that. The topic suggestions and.
Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in the first place.
Yeah, send us like a cool article, and then we'll obviously give you credit, and you'll get like a nice little shout out.
Okay, have you guys ever listened to Car Talk?
No,
of course I've listened to Car Talk.
Thank you, Mitch Young.
It's one of the greatest NPR programs ever.
Like, that is one of my biggest inspirations right now, is Car Talk.
NPR Car Talk.
They are brilliant.
Clickety Clack, the Tappert brothers.
Yeah. But see, like, the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of their conversations, if it weren't for the fact that they were talking about cars, they would probably sound a lot like, like very good versions of our podcast.
Well, we will surpass them in our own way.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, if we get like if our audience finds us, I feel like we're kind of going to be a very interesting demographic.
You're like the hipsters of podcasts. Don't you dare say that.
I mean, no, I would never say that. That has a negative connotation, sort of. But kind of like this younger podcaster group, and
the new revolutionary podcasters.
I think we're keeping
the
it
lasers of podcasting.
The lasers.
The laser.
Go listen to Lupe Fiasco.
Laser. Laser.
But one more serious thing, semi-serious thing. For those of you that are following, if you could please, obviously tuning in's enough, but on iTunes and Zune or whatever you're using, if you could write like a customer review, it can literally be like, good stuff, I like it, da-da-da. That doesn't really matter, but what does matter is the star ratings. So if you want to go to iTunes and give us 5 stars, No, I'm actually being serious, because it actually, what it does is giving us good ratings on iTunes helps with circulation. Like, that's the way the database works. And it works on iTunes and Zune, so that's a great way to help the show.
Of course.
As well. So,
preferably only give us the 5-star rating if you think we actually deserve it.
If you hate us, I don't know why you're listening. Please don't. Please don't comment.
You don't necessarily need to hate us to not give us 5 stars. I prefer honesty.
If you like us, if you like us, give us a positive review. It helps us out. It helps us get to more people so that they can review us. And I want people to at least have the exposure to kind of make that decision.
I approve of this message.
So, working title Zelda or whatever they are, they may give us 1-star reviews.
Well,
try to knock us down.
Zelda can go fuck themselves.
It's all right. I don't know. There can't be that many people behind the show. Like, how many iTunes accounts can they procure?
I don't know, man. You ever seen those things like you want 500 Facebook friends? I'm just saying.
That was like the bots.
If you get a million friends, I will
Twitter
make my child
is infested with bots.
Yeah, those are creepy bots.
I've gotten phished several times. I had to change my password.
Really?
Yeah. Well, actually, one time I had to change my password because of the phishing. Because I did not realize, like, it was so good. Like, I actually fucking like opened it or whatever, and then I knew I had to change. Like, it was this guy from my class who, like, because in our class we had to get everyone's Twitter. It was an advertising class.
Yeah.
And I thought he sent me this message. I was like, what the fuck were they saying about me? And I clicked on it and shit. It was like, oh, dude, these guys were saying bad things about you. And I was like, what? Like, I just clicked on it. Very stupid in hindsight, because I've seen it a lot now, but I think that was the first time I saw it. Yeah, it fucked me up.
Be careful for your fishing.
Yeah. PHIS. I don't know where that comes from.
Neither do I.
I think it's like fishy. Isn't that spelled PH?
Is it? I thought fishy was spelled F.
Maybe, yeah, fishy's definitely F. Unless like there's another word with PH that means something else.
What's
I mean,
fish
but what
food?
would...
Fish
food's making some... Well, yeah, but fish food it's some kind of joke, because that's exactly what, you know...
Oh, like the Ben and Jerry's?
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's, they're always like doing little puns and shit, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right, fish food.
So, it's clearly, it's got to be some kind of fish. Alright, fuck it.
Yeah, it's got to come from somewhere.
I'm looking up fishy now with a PH, just because I can.
Yep.
Fishy. Tishy. Disappointment in the cooking of the duck meat.
What the fuck?
PHISY?
Wait, Senior, you just cut out.
PHISY? Fishy? Is that what you searched?
Well, other than Fish being a American rock band, that's all we got.
Right.
Oh, that's...
Of course, you can't forget Fish.
Oh, that's
all we got. All we have is the American rock band Fish.
I guess so.
Wow.
Well, probably what it was is they made the it could be in other media. Fish food? Could that be it? Nope. All right. My guess could have been that Ben and Jerry's was a very big fan of fish, and so they might have made them a custom flavor. But
fish flavored ice cream, dope.
Well, it's called fish food.
Now that would be clever. That would be clever. Fish flavored ice cream. You'd be like, disgusting. No, it's the flavor that fish picked out.
Oh, how's this? Sardine strawberry.
Oh no!
Yum.
Just
no.
Don't.
I want that all.
Dumb producer.
God. That's all I can say. Oh God. Just keep saying it over and over again.
What? One more time?
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. Regular. Zob, 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 zob.
Anyway, should we start signing out?
Oh yeah.
Say goodbye to the folks. Follow us on Twitter.
Official and shit, Senior.
Well,
whatever, man.
We're right there, dude. We're right at 2 hours. You know.
Oh yeah, we are.
We love you guys, but we'll be back next time.
Yep.
Suppose we will.
Yeah. Suppose, motherfucker.
Fine.
Anyway, at Working Title Pod and rate our show,
on Twitter.
bitches.
All right.
Later.
Deuces.
Goodbye.